Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the foolish worlds of Foolcraft. And we're here in the city, looking at our super awesome benches that we made in our last episode. But I walked past here, and I made a double take because the foolish government, the mysterious government, has made pigeons, which we asked for in our last episode, just out of the blue. I'm like, oh my gosh, they made pigeons and they're amazing. Look at them. They're so cute. And look, I changed the zoom key, so now we get a good look at it. And it's a bread slice. Look at the bread slice right there. Ah, it's amazing. But anyway, I was thinking about this, right? The government just made this after I'd mentioned it in a video, and it was just an offhand comment. So it got me thinking, right? What else can we just happen to mention in a video that we might get? Government, just between you and me, maybe just like a chest under here, right here. And then in here, there's some extra money. Yeah. And I just come up here, you know, just every once in a while, like I'll just open that up and be like, oh, look, there's some quarters. Oh, there's $1 today. Just a little something. But in all seriousness, the government did great on this. And yeah, maybe we'll make little comments here and there about potentially an armored car, like parked right here eventually. That's right, an armored car for the bank, because we're going to be making a bank and it's going to be amazing. So this is where we're going to be building it, plot 12. And I like this one, 17 by 17. This was the other choice for a plot for the Fool's Bank. 13 by 17, that's a little skinny. Now this one's actually really nice over here. Nice, really big plot. And I like this one a lot. And I've really considered doing it here, but I'm not 100% sure, because let's kind of go over what we want to make in the first place. We want to create a Fool's Bank, right? We want to use this similar style that we can find over here at the City Hall. And we're going to use it actually in white sandstone. It's a totally new block that I found. It's actually amazing. We're going to have to build a couple machines to produce it, but this is where I'm anticipating we're going to build this. So we're going to have it here. There's going to be some beautiful columns. And then once you head on inside, there's going to be some teller booths on either end, a little office. So that conforms to what the government has requested in terms of what they want built. And then there'll be the vault. That's right. The big old vault. And you'll be able to go in it. And then you'll be able to go downstairs into the vault. And then on either ends of your progression, you know, walking through it, you'll see boxes, safety deposit box for each one of the fools. And inside that, I hope that's where the fools choose to store their money. So they'll have their money in there and they'll use like a code or something like that. We'll talk a little more about that later in the episode. But yeah, they'll just have their money stored here instead of their pockets. You know, that's not safe. Who knows when somebody might pickpocket them here in this city? There's no police station. There's no law enforcement order or anything along those lines. I mean, we got pigeons running around here. So that's kind of the plan. I'm really, really excited about that. I hope you guys are, because this thing's going to be absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I want to see if I haven't made any money, because I don't think we have. There it is. Beautiful. So that's the money for some of this is for the benches, I believe. And then some of it is our living wage. Perfect. So we got that all set up. 400 smacks. Ooh, I like that a lot. Anyway, guys, let's go buy some burgers, because I'm kind of famished. I do hear a rumor that there potentially is some new fat stacks ready to roll in the vending machine over here, because I am almost out of food. And it seems like every week we spend $100. The owners of this establishment, they must be rolling in money, because I give them $100 every week. Every week I buy my food for the week here, and it's draining my reserves, but that's okay. That's totally okay. I gotta eat, right? Gotta eat. Whoa, we still got $53 left. Sweet. But yeah, I eat a lot. You know, I like the mines. Sometimes I like to just go into the mines at night and just vein mine and gather resources. It's kind of a peaceful exercise. Kind of leaves you in your thoughts, and you can listen to a podcast. And let's see, change. Yeah, we'll change that out. Beautiful. Ooh, there's $5. Wait, is that the $5 with our face on it? I think it is. Here, let's throw it on the ground real quick. Come on, Scar. There you go. Good job. Look at you. Oh, yeah, it is. Look at that. Oh, that is super sweet. Anyway, so we'll grab that, put it back in our wallet once we head back to our base with our brand new stack of food, and away we go. Before we commence with our projects today, I want to show you the work we did in our last episode and a little bit of work we did on Twitch, because I am back streaming on Twitch again, and it's amazing. But anyway, this is what we worked on. We've got our pipes moving across here. So we just added more pipes on stream, and I think it really livens up the area with all that extra detail up there. And I love this. One of the pipes is leaking a little bit. And reviewing the comments from the last episode, of course, one of you guys mentioned, or quite a few of you have, that the slime that we chose for the blood of the Enderman maybe doesn't quite match. They are more of a darker purple. I totally agree. I don't know why I was picturing it being such a light green, but I think in the end, what I've chosen to do to try to make it seem a little bit better, I love the suggestion of adding some on the glass up there. Look at that. Let's zoom in on that. Haha, that's beautiful. Anyway, that we're really harvesting their essence, their experience, right? And that is green, and that's the color. So potentially what we could do is this is kind of the stuff that's being vacuumed up into the chest, but the blood splatters, say here and there and all around, we could potentially change that to a darker color, and that's something we could totally easily fix. So this is kind of the XP on the ground, kind of what's been chopped up, and then actual like liquid, which would be the blood, of course. We could change that to another color, but yeah, might be an idea. Ooh, you're spooky. Yeah, but anyway, I'm really happy with this. This was something we found on stream. Iskall uses quite a few of these throughout his base, and I thought, how could we incorporate these into our pipes? But they're a little bit tricky because like I was hoping that we could actually just chisel a bit around pipe around these, but you can't chisel in any of these little like cutout areas. So I'm not sure how we're going to incorporate those or not. But other than that, I'm loving this place. It is, ooh, you're weird. This place is making me super happy. Absolutely loving it. But we've got to work on a couple machines today. So let's head back to our cruddy old base because we're still not fully moved in here. Start working on the machines for the bank. Welcome back to the old base. And believe me, I want to leave here just as much as you guys. We soon will. Still working on that ore thing. Once we've settled that, we'll be able to get out of here. I talked about in the last episode how I want it to work, and I still haven't quite figured it out. But anyway, we need to work on this machine over here, the Igneous Extruder, right? Yeah. So we need to make that simple recipe, and then we need to upgrade it so then it can make a few other recipes that the basic form cannot. So I'm going to work on that, and that's going to allow us to get white sandstone because I have no idea where to get that. So this is our easiest method, and it could just continue to produce as long as we fill it with lava and or water. I've nearly got everything we need for this setup. So I've got the machine built, I've got its upgrade so then it can produce the white sandstone, and then I've got the hardened servo and of course the fluid ducts. So what we need to make now is a reservoir and a drum for lava. So water for the reservoir, drum for the lava. I don't know how much lava we're going to require, but I do know it takes a lot of water. So the reservoir is going to be perfect for our needs. And I wanted to show you guys our wall of ore. It's just beautiful, really. Looking at all of that makes me really want to make that shop where we sell alloys, but they're themed as popsicles. I have so many shop ideas and I've not made one single one. Got everything set up, but I thought I lost my base, to be honest with you guys. We had a massive explosion. So we've got the machine set up. We're just producing our white sandstone. It's got the upgrade so it can produce that. By default, it's just basic and only produces a couple different blocks. But with this, you get a whole new array of things. I have a speed upgrade and I'm pumping in lava and or water into the machine. Water's going well. We've got the fluid duct in there. But the fluid duct connecting to this barrel with lava in it exploded. And when I saw that, I'm like, I'm not even gonna look. I'm not even gonna look. I've lost my base. But I didn't. So it just blew up the fluid duct, which is a good thing. And I guess I need to make some kind of a hardened fluid duct. I'm very new at thermodynamics. I love the mod. It's a great mod. But I'm very new at it. So I guess I just need to upgrade those pipings to make it lava resistant. But anyway, let's back up what we got here. Head back to the city. Start building our bank. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, the street. Oh my gosh. We just vein mined the street and the lamppost. Oh, this is so bad. Oh my gosh. And the government, it's watching. Cleaned everything back up. I really made a mistake this time. I don't even know where to start. I truly don't. Like, it took out the center portions. It took the road out completely. I mean, even the street light, all gone. I stupidly thought that I could vein mine out this railing so we could start working on the bank. And that right there was very, very foolish. Oh, Pat, you had so much more to give the city. Always there. Pat was. For anyone sitting on the bench looking for some company in a dark time, Pat was always there to brighten their day. Only thing he ever asked for was a little slab of bread. He finally got that slab of bread, and then Scar killed him. That's right. I killed Pat the pigeon with the vein mining, which I think I finally fixed all the way, except there's a few casualties besides Pat, and that's the lamppost. I still got to get to that. And then, of course, over here, these railings are broken. I tried to collect it all and then rebuild it. So in this chest here, I had the materials, but unfortunately trying to recreate the street was easier just to make it manual, so I had to match the materials. And yeah, I think we've always got this place all the way fixed. The last problem that's still not done yet is this poor pigeon. I cut off his beak, apparently, and I don't know where his beak went. I've looked all over. I mean, I've looked in the bushes, I've looked under the bench, everywhere. I knocked the beak off the pigeon. I do really feel bad about that. So maybe the government could fix the pigeon's beak. But anyway, welcome back, guys. And I've been waiting to show you this. So I took the barricades that are at the end of the roads from the government, and I just kind of put them over here. So I think that's just kind of fun. It blocks off this road as if there's some construction going on, of course. And then I made this little tiny cute one for the curb and, of course, the sidewalks. Just, this is closed area, fools. This is a work in progress over here. One thing would be really fancy is if we had the signs that are at Iskel's shop, those signs from, I think, Extra Utilities. If they were right here, maybe it said like construction activity, Scar's Construction Company, things like that, I think would be really cool. If you want to work on that, that'd be super fancy. Anyway, I like these ones right here. They're just kind of blocking off the sidewalk and, oh, Pat. Anyway, so we've got the machines over here. So this thing is chugging away, creating our white sandstone, looking super fancy. And I just realized it's biomes of plenty. So you do find this in the world, but I'm glad we made the machine because I don't know where we would have found this, and this was way easier, and it's going to endlessly create supplies for us. So that's great. So throwing this in there, we have a lot to choose from. So first thing I want to start doing is just grabbing out some of the materials and making a block pallet down here. That's why I blocked off the street. This is a construction site right now. So that'll be our corner pieces. And then, wait, everything just disappeared in my inventory. What in the world? Is this? Oh my gosh, the government. They're up there in their ivory tower right now, playing jokes on me for breaking their street. I guarantee it. Look at them up there. They're laughing. I can hear it down here. Actually, I really do need that back. Look at my little tie. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna see about fixing this problem. I have no idea what happened. I relogged, came back, all of my stuff was back, and that's a good thing. Anyway, I created a bit of a block palette, and I think I've got a good direction from where I want to go from here. So this is my idea. We take out these blocks right here. This is our substructure. So this is kind of the blocks that we make as a perimeter, 2 blocks high, okay? And then these ones over here. So this block, we're going to use this as the column base. And then this one right here is the columns. Now, we're going to start with just a standard block. We're going to go straight up, and then eventually we're going to carve it down and make it into a more ornate, rounded column that you would think of from like a big grand bank or a monument or something along those lines. Standard wall design. So these are going to be the wall. I have a couple of fun things that we could do to these blocks to make them even more unique. I'm going to mix them between these 2 blocks. There's a slight variety. Now we can, so if we go back into our inventory, there is one additional block that we may pursue if I can find it. It's all fairly the same. It's hard to see the differences between the blocks. There we go. Bam. These guys, we might throw in, well, anyway, we can use these potentially too, just in like little spots, just to add a little bit more variety to the design. So I think that is the general palette. So let's finally start building. I think those are our stairs. So that is our first blocks down. So let's cut these off. And now we have our stairs to enter the bank. Oh man, that's exciting right there. So then I'm going to put this one here, and I think that's kind of a nice little entranceway into the actual bank. Perfect. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to shoot over here real quick because there was one particular block that I think I forgot. And I think it's these guys. There we go. So we'll grab those ones out, and then I'm going to need one additional one. So that's the dent. Okay, it's this one. Perfect. Beautiful. So we're going to take the dent, and we're going to take these guys, and we're going to build them straight up like that. Oh, this is going to be fancy. So this is where the columns will go straight up. And you know what's kind of fun is having some constraints in terms of the building location. It almost makes you be a little bit more creative. And I think we've talked about this in the past, is that when you do have a creative challenge, it kind of brings out the best in you. And when you have all the resources in the world, at least for me, I sometimes feel a little bit lazy. And when I just have this boundless realm, and sometimes that's with creative mode, and creative mode has its own unique things, is sometimes you can discover things. It's a great place to test, but when you are constrained and backed into a corner, sometimes those are when you're at your best, or at least that's for me. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I like about sometimes having constraints like this, having this little, zone that we have to work from. And it would be the same thing from the UHB. Do you guys remember the UHB? What a fun thing that was. We had, had to go get resources. We had limited space, limited time, and I'm going to push this forward by one more block. There we go. And it was fun because Cub and I got to be very creative and have like a bit of a challenge, and we were on the pressure of time, and that I think that brings out the best in you sometimes. When you have all the resources in the world, I think you can just kind of get complacent and lazy. But when you have those challenges, it really challenges your mind, right? Like it's good to have challenges in life because it's what keeps you going, keeps you thinking. And when you're just, have everything in the world, like, I don't know, sometimes you kind of lose your edge, if you will. All right. So I think this is looking good for a base structure, right? I think this is looking nice. For this area right here, I'm definitely envisioning some high detail chisel and bitten right there. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. But let's sneak up here real quick, and we're going to take out these guys. Okay. We're going to start with those. And we're going to start building these ones upwards like so. Yeah, that's going to work out very, very, very nice. And then we're going to pop these guys along here. Now, one thing we need to figure out, and I wish this was the case, is having borderless glass that you can be chisel and bit. When you have a borderless glass and you put it together and you chisel it, it adds the borders across there. Say if it's something from chisel with those like dark lines across there. Let's just take a quick peek in the inventory and I'll show you what it means. See these dark lines across here? And when you have those and you chisel and bit, all of them will then have that those dark lines on there. There's only one glass block, and I think it's from Botania. There it is. That block is awesome, but you can't chisel and bit it. And that's really unfortunate because we're going to have a really nice window up there, very highly detailed, very decorative. And unfortunately, we're very constrained in terms of that glass because it's going to be arched, but we have to chisel and bit it. So that'll definitely be a challenge that we'll have to work through. So that is good. Like, I'm actually really pleased with that. Let's back up into the, oh man, that poor pigeon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is going to be really great. I like this. This is like Sim City, right? This is really fun building up these builds here like this. I really like this. So over here, that's where the columns are going to be. Of course, these aren't the materials we're going to use. And we might not get too crazy with chisel today. We just want to get the structure down and get the basic shapes to it and things like that. But I think this is going well. So if we sneak around the back and start bringing this across here, one thing we're going to have to contend with is repetitive patterns. And the repetitive patterns are going to emerge around here. We're just going to be taking these designs all the way across, and I'll vary it up to this with those different blocks, like, these 3 designs, and I'll vary that on here off camera because that'll be a little easier. But we need to think of something in the back portion of the build, right? So back here, I want that to have something unique, maybe a port where a truck can pull up to deposit money or something like that. I think would be really fun. The last thing I'm thinking about for the structure is still trying to come up with how the money is going to be distributed. Wow, that was a good job with the words there, Scar. Really appreciate that. You should rewind that. How we're going to distribute the money. So if somebody comes in here to store their money, right? You don't want any other fools to come in and take it, do you? No. So we're going to need to come up with something. Is there some kind of security system in the pack or something along those lines? Could be cool with like a code that you type in to open a chest or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. Or if maybe there's like a box up at one of the teller's windows right here or something that, you just go up to it and you put it in and it dispenses it into, wow, I just really butchered another word. That's 2. It dispenses the money down into your safety deposit box. So help me come up with that. Maybe there's some kind of cool, ingenious invention in the pack that you guys could shed some light on for me. So maybe we could pursue that in a future episode on this. But that is looking super fantastic. Let's check from this side. Oh, yeah, that is excellent. The only thing that I can see that I definitely want to maybe change would be this line across here. I'm not a huge fan of that. You know what I'm considering is actually moving the structure one block over. I know it would require us taking these walls off, but I do think in the end that would probably be a much better solution. So if we pull these over here, that would also give us, yes, because we're not going to have enough room for a window. I mean, we can pop a window in like right there, but having this over here will just give us even a little bit more room in the interior. I think that's probably the best decision. What do you think? Good idea? I think it is. It'll remove this line right here, and I think it'll actually look better by having these columns built into there. So I think that is the way we're going to do it. So yeah, I'm super happy with this. Let me work on this a little more, and I'll be right back. A little tweaking, and I think we've got this thing looking a little bit better. So I've expanded it one block on that side, one block forward, one block back, and of course on our right hand side I moved it, you guessed it, one block over. So we have quite a bit more room actually in the interior. So from here I could really start envisioning the different details that we're going to put in here. So I think that is good. Now the next thing we need to do is figure out where the windows are going to go. So we're going to talk about the side portions here because we're going to start incorporating some detail now. So I think I'm going to give that a spacing of 1. So from here, I almost made mine that by accident again. It's a bit of a problem. So we're going to push that all the way up to there. So I think that is good. So let's step back and see from afar. Yes, that's good. That's good. And now we can definitely take it up 1 degree higher, I think. But we'll see. We'll see. I think this is a good start anyway in getting that down. So that's 4 blocks. So we'll throw that up to there for now. And now for the corner section, this is where it's going to get a little bit fancy. So let's take this all the way out. There we go. And we have a couple choices. So we have this guy. So we can put this one down. And then that'll run that guy all the way up to the top. Beautiful. And then I'm going to take this one. I think it's this one. No, it's not that one for sure. I think it's this one, the dent. Yes. All right. And I'm going to sneak on over here. Now I'm going to need your guys' help deciding on which one to do. There we go. Run that all the way down. And then let's step back once again. The pigeon. And then take a look at this. So I'm leaning towards the right-hand side. I think that looks a little bit better, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to potentially take this up 1 more block, giving the windows a 5 block height, and then start thinking about this interior piece while deciding on which one I like better. I'm going to go with the first choice in the end. So that was, of course, the block choice that was on the left-hand side. The reason being is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the dent portion, and I'm going to do a band going across. So we'll use this as scaffolding to get up to the very top. And what we're going to do is we're going to space that out a little bit, and we're going to run this guy off of the top portion, just trying to extend it out and give us a little bit more depth within the design. So now let's step back our scaffold. Missed the scaffolding block there. There we go. Oh, why did I take the shortcut? In life, follow this one rule. If I could give you any advice in life, never take the shortcut. This is the problem. When you take shortcuts in life, that's when you kill pigeons. And do you want to be a pigeon killer like me? Do you? This is a public service announcement. Do you want to be a pigeon killer like Scar that don't take life shortcuts? An interesting thing about building and design in general is sometimes you have a grand vision in your mind, and then once it's been applied practically, like we've done in front of us, you start seeing it in a different light. Like, I can come up with a million ideas in my head, but once you put it down on paper and or blocks in Minecraft, you see it in a different light. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to reverse them. So the pillar that's going vertically, I'm going to have that one be the horizontal one. The horizontal one is now going to become the vertical one. By doing that subtle change to the design, it gives it a little bit more of a forced perspective. as it's a little bit bigger on the bottom, and as at the very top, it's a little bit skinnier. And that's something you'd like do with a window. Say we did these windows as 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the second story, instead of doing another set of 4, we were to do maybe 3 or 2. It just gives the illusion that it's a little bit taller than it is. So replicating this design on the top or around the side over there. And then another thing we're going to do from the column portions that are going to stick up from here, we're going to have a cool little kind of, not a triangle, not full on triangle, not like a little point, but a bit of an arch that goes across here. I think that's going to look really nice. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the randomizer 5000. I'm going to start randomizing these blocks a little bit with some of the block palette here. So replacing with these ones that are a little bit smoother than this one, and then maybe just subtly a couple of these more towards the top, relying back again on some of the forced perspective. So I think that'll look pretty cool when we get it all together. What a mysterious thing. The moon is red. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? Like, I was worried. It looks like Ethos sees the same thing. Like, I was like, oh no, like, am I going crazy from all my mistakes today? Have the pigeons come back to haunt me? Welcome back, and I've updated the stairs leading up inside of the bank. So what I've done, of course, is I've used the, let's see, what one is it? It is the, let's see, is it the 1/8 or the 1/4? I think it's the 1/4 cube. We've used that going all the way across, and I think that just makes the staircase look substantially better. And if we're in modded Minecraft, why not? Why not use that over a stair where we're confined to that in vanilla? So this way we have these cool little overlaps by about 2 pixels. The backboard I wish was slightly darker. If there was like a slightly darker tint block that would complement this nicely, I think that would look nice. It would help define the stair a little bit more clearly, but I like it. I added this section's a little bit thicker right here, just as kind of like a little step up into the main stairs. So I think that looks really nice. And as for the walls, I have added quite a few little randomized textures in here, but it's really kind of hard to tell. I have not added the small squares yet. We're going to do that now, but I don't know if it's worth it or not, but we'll see. Let's see if I can find the right one. I think no, it's not that one. There's not a lot of definition. This one, perfect, okay. So what we're doing now is we're just gonna add the column going straight up. And you might think, Scar, that's kind of boring. Aren't you gonna chisel that? Oh, I will, my friends, don't you worry. Now, when I do chiseling bits, something that's really helped me with it is starting out with a structure that you would build in vanilla Minecraft. And then once you have that down, come back in with chiseling bits and radically change it. That's kind of how I've learned how to do chiseling bits. It's how it makes it easy for my mind to kind of settle in and figure out how all the blocks are gonna go. If I start right off the bat with like the little chisels, like just like little dot, line here, I get kind of lost. But when I have a big slate to work from, I can see like instantly where I can start improving and changing and making it so much better. So I think that's a good start. One thing I'd like to do now is I'd like to take this about 3 blocks, perfect. And now we have our window up there. And of course that window is going to have a nicer little arch to it. So I think that's going to look really good. Now, as for this backside over here, I don't know what to do over here. For sure, we're going to have some windows where we're going to have that little archway that kind of goes across both pillars. I think we're going to need something like that on this side. I don't know what yet, but I'm going to definitely do a little testing and see what we can come up with because, people are going to be walking down this road and they just don't want this big facade that's just ugly. It needs character, it needs definition. So I'm going to work on that. And of course the right hand side over here, but I definitely think we're getting there. I think in the next episode we can really get chiseling a bit crazy and define the heck out of this structure and make it look super awesome. Welcome back, and we've got ourselves a basic structure for the bank and it's looking absolutely amazing. We've added the little details up at the top. Now I was looking at old banks online and there's some really cool ones with like domes. You might think about making a dome on top of that a little bit later, but we'll get there eventually. But we've got this detail up there looking really, really nice. And one thing I was trying to use was the diamond bit saw from Chiseling Bits. And I was hoping to get, a half slab that can go, flat on the ground here, and then a half slab that goes across here. But I just wasn't able to do it with that. I'm sure there's a way. And according to the chat and my Discord, there is some wrenches in here to help manipulate chiseling bits. We're going to look at that in our next episode because That looks amazing. And yeah, I'm really, really pleased with the way this has come out. Let's look on this other side real quick. And as you guys can see, this side's a little skinnier, it turns out. So this is, I believe, 17 across there, and I think this is 16 or something along those lines. It's a little skinnier, whereas the other side we have 3 blocks to spare here. This side only has 2. But that's okay. What we're going to do is we're actually going to make a skinnier column with chisel and bits. So we're going to go right in between these 2 blocks, and we're going to send it straight up in our next episode. So I think that's going to be cool. That's going to be very difficult, but I think it'll be a good challenge to learn from. And I'm cut on the barriers. And then we of course have it on the other side, but I'm really happy with this design. It almost looks like, well, you can't see it. I'm in front of a wall now. It almost looks like Green Guts from Harry Potter, doesn't it? Like a little bit. It does have that kind of vibe to it. And I like that actually. So same thing on this side. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. Look at this. We built a cool little machine. We got this all the way built. And yeah, I am super pleased with that. Had a couple derps along the way, but that's just the way we roll these days. And my friends, thank you so much for watching today. I very much hope you enjoyed. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be very much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. Don't forget to subscribe because you may just become scarred for life.